The battle in Albany over mixed martial arts, which has lasted nearly 2 decades, continues amid controversy. Jason Bisnoff has the story. Mixed martial arts was originally banned in 1997 by Governor George Pataki. At the time, Pataki called the sport barbaric, but has since changed his views amid regulation in the sport since the decision.
I can sort of at least rationally understand the ban at that time. But by the time you get to 2001, when the unified rules came about, and then state after state and athletic commission after athletic commission adopted them, that's when it started getting really frustrating. You know, year after year, New York came really close, but didn't quite get there.
I'm glad at least amateur MMA is legal here now. It used to suck driving to Jersey, driving to Philly, driving to Buffalo, trying to get a fight. Now, at least now it's a little local. But when I turned pro, I mean, I would love to fight my home state, especially in my city. I can't fight New York, doesn't mean I'm not going to fight at all. I got to follow my passion where it takes me. It's just, I feel like empathy for the people that want to fight here and they can't, you know. And like I said, it just sucks. It'll be legal soon, hopefully sooner rather than later.
All the sports that mixed martial arts is made up of, boxing, judo, kickboxing, anything, are legal in New York individually. And they say, it's kind of hypocritical then to say you can't put them all together into one kind of sport.
But it was frustrating to see state after state over the years undo their bans, with the regulation of the sport, and us being left behind, And then as I started training fighters and my gym started becoming more established, it became much more of a reality to me, the effect of the ban on fighters and how it affects them more.
Kopfer and other prominent MMA figures founded the Coalition to Legalize MMA in New York, or NYMMA now, in 2010. They host rallies and have even made documentaries illuminating the issues surrounding the ban.
Without a grassroots movement, nothing's going to change. And then, so I said, I might as well try and start one. I'll be the guy. So I did. We've really focused more on education, trying to educate New York constituents about the fact that there is a ban here, which many New Yorkers don't even know.
Though violence is the main argument cited against UFC, there is a growing belief that there is more to the opposition's strong feelings than that.
There's also talk that there's a union issue in the assembly that has nothing to do with New York, but the owners of UFC, Ultimate Fighting Championship, have a union problem with a hotel in Las Vegas, with the culinary union. And there are those who say that the reason the speaker, Sheldon Silver, has blocked it all these years is because of that union dispute. The speaker vehemently denies that and just says the support isn't there, but there are people who do believe that that is the reason.
Despite efforts from state legislators to eliminate mixed martial arts influence in New York, the UFC has already made efforts to make their presence felt here in the Big Apple. Behind me is one of UFC's official fitness gyms open to the public. This gym in downtown Manhattan is UFC's first location on the East Coast. With another location open in New Hyde Park, make no mistake, extending the brand to New York is a top priority for the UFC.
The legislators in Albany don't understand the difference between UFC and MMA. And because of UFC's baggage with the union battles, a lot of the New York legislators don't really think we're losing much by keeping the UFC out. But what they don't understand is that the UFC, even if we legalized MMA in New York, would be a very small percentage of the New York MMA community. I mean, take New Jersey. They have between, let's say, 50 and 60 MMA shows a year, one of which is the UFC.
New York is the only remaining state that has yet to allow professional MMA fights to take place. However, they recently made amateur events legal.
Last year, 2013, since New York State admitted that amateur was legal, there were 45 amateur MMA shows in New York State in 1 year. The community is primed for an explosion if they were to allow pro in here. All the shows that are going on in New Jersey could be happening here, And I guarantee you that if some promoters have a choice of Atlantic City over Madison Square Garden, they will take Madison Square Garden any day.
Despite his adamant support of legalization, Kopfer is aware of the dangers of combat sports.
Anybody who tells you fighting is not dangerous is a liar. Fighting is dangerous. Football is dangerous. Hockey is dangerous.
MMA advocates will commonly cite the fact that boxing has a far greater mortality rate than the hybrid combat sport.
Nobody's forcing these guys to go in there. These are professionally trained athletes under heavy regulation, heavy medical oversight. They can do it.
But those who oppose it are much more adamant about it, and they're much more vocal and aggressive than those who are supporting it. So, well, I mean, critics of it say that even though it's no longer, quote-unquote, no holds barred, it's still very violent.
Many MMA enthusiasts believe that change is coming in the near future, despite doubt about 2014 being that year.
As the years go on, there's an inevitability that it will happen. The only question is when.
Jason Bisnoff, Manhattan.